Batman issue 79, Tom King and Clayman once again. And this is on a beach part 2 of the City of Bane
Yeah.
plot.
Well, kind of part 2.
That's all kind of a prequel.
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of like
what's been going on?
0.5.
Well, this is the thing. I actually, well, no, I basically, as soon as it specified that this was set before 77, I think it's clear the last issue was as well. I almost feel like they heard the complaints that it was weird that this took place after the Alfred thing, and we're making it clear. No, all this stuff with Batman and Catwoman was happening before that moment.
Which I said last week too.
I was not sure when this showed up because it made it feel weird. Because I'm like, well, it didn't say that on the last issue, so
no,
was the last
like
issue
Pete just
not?
said, no, like Pete just said, they went through to clarify, and it definitely the final tag on this adds a little bit of tragedy, you know, which I see why they did it in this order now.
Yeah, and I
kind of suspected.
It still hurts. There's still a pacing complaint overall.
Hurts the pacing. Exactly.
Yeah, it still hurts the pacing. Although I would actually be A-okay with this. I would be A-okay with this if this issue and the last issue were one issue. Because there's beats in the last issue I enjoyed, there's definitely beats in the second half of this issue that I enjoy. I think it just takes too much time between the two issues to do everything it wants to do.
Yeah, this issue definitely... right now I feel the only book that's... Actually, there are none that are immune to this, because I felt like this with Justice League as well. The double shipping, we definitely feel now that there's just issues that you could cut whole subplots out of, and it's not really going to change anything. And like this could have been
when this
started. One issue.
When this started and we're on the beach again, and he's got his Tom Selleck stash, I went, wait, we're still doing this? What? Why are we still doing it? And then we have that ridiculous page where he's doing like one arm push-ups, and Catwoman's like doing push-ups on his back, and I'm like, okay, this is just a bit silly now.
So either she's really light, or he's like that strong, which doesn't make any sense. Because from what I know from going to the gym, you know, being that size and that strong, like it doesn't. You know what I mean? And I get he's supposed to be peak human, you know, but
yeah,
either that or Catwoman's core is stronger than Batman. Like that's
the first.
That tells me
the first half of this just kind of felt unnecessary. You know, the thing where the guy touches her leg and she punches him, and the you know the.
Yeah, I like that though. I like it's her attitude.
I mean,
you know,
there's nothing wrong with it on its own. It's just
character stuff. I know. Yeah. But I'm saying it's a little break. Again, this is something that could have been cut out.
Yeah,
right?
I think the last issue and this issue could have easily been condensed into one issue, because I think them kind of admitting, like, that, you know, going back to the whole boat in the street thing, them admitting that, okay, one's wrong, and he's like, no, technically the street was first, but
they're both right.
Yeah, I thought it was the boat because that's the first time we were in outfit, and then Bruce was like, no, it was the street because, or was the boat, you're right, because I didn't really become Batman until that moment, and you weren't Catwoman until that moment. And then at the end, of course, they agree, hey, how about we say the beach, because that's where we're kind of admitting now.
I really like that sentiment.
Yeah.
You know, and this, if there's going to be more of this stuff with Batman and Catwoman, I think I'm down to keep reading King. Connor just had a fit.
Yeah,
he just kicked his microphone.
And maybe the 12-issue series will benefit from just being monthly and not being tied to any schedule like this.
Yeah, if it's Tom King working out marriage stuff in the way that Mr. Miracle was working on mental health, then I'm kind of down for that. But it's by itself.
Which, by the way,
it's not impacting anything.
That full page spread of them going towards the boat on the little the little speeders.
Yeah.
Really, I really like that page. It's really beautiful. Really pretty.
Yeah. They have to go take out Magpie and let Magpie know, and she's. Well, it looks like they have Venom, right? Like.
Yeah.
They're importing it to Hawaii. We're gonna assume this is Hawaii based off of the dialect of the locals and whatnot. But it could be some other South Pacific.
Yeah. And it's got that great full page where Magpie's like, "Oh, what sort of message you want to send Bane? You're full." And she's like, "No, he's Batman and I'm Catwoman. We are the message." And you got that full page spread with the moon behind them. This actually has some good beats in it in the back half of the issue. I just wish that this issue and the last issue were condensed into one. So you've got that, and because Bruce even says, "I'm sending in Damien now." We're at that point, so we kind of see, okay, in the timeline, this is just before that issue.
So I guess Damien didn't go off script and just go in.
No, and And so that means Bane played Batman, unless Batman's got an ace up his sleeve, which I'm sure he does.
Well, yeah, this is what I think. So
Batman.
he actually says that Alfred sent the signal. He's safe. So
Right.
that tells me that whatever happened to Alfred before is an intentional decoy. Like Alfred's put something in place or knows. It wouldn't surprise me if whoever Alfred is, like, he takes off like a mask and it's actually like Superman or someone who can take the neck snap.
I hope it's Plastic Man.
Oh, Plastic Man would be good.
Like, and we see him, and then he goes the other way and goes, "I haven't had a back adjustment like that in 20 years," or whatever. Yeah, I just hope this doesn't mean that that Batman got played, because I'm getting a little bit tired of that. As much as I hate Because Batman, I'm also getting tired of Bane has this edge because of Catwoman not being there.
I think I think we're at the point now where Batman's
just as lazy.
No, I think we're at the point now where Batman's about to play Bane. Like, the idea that there's some plan here that Bane couldn't have predicted, and that's how he's going to win.
But if not, and it's Batman he overplayed his hand by sending in Damian, and then he's responsible for Alfred's death. That's extra tragedy.
The way this plays to me feels like, no, what happened in that issue was what was meant to happen. It's part of the plan.
As I was going through this too, not to change the subject, but while I was thinking about it, there's that page where he's walking with the sun to his back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the sunset. The sun looks like the Omega symbol.
It does. Yeah.
Right? Okay. So I wonder if that's another thing, like, where he's, this is Batman fully formed now.
So you're saying his Batman
Omega
is?
Not Batman is. I mean Omega in being like, this is the final form. This is him back to, where he should have been, versus where he was. But no, I like the sentiment of that last section. There's a couple things with the art that the scene where they're in the store, right? They're stopping the robbery, and Batman's up on the thing. His fingers look like he has claws.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, that's a small thing, but I had to double look and be like, okay, that's definitely not Catwoman because there's a cape.
Catwoman's there stealing the champagne.
Yeah, anything where it's them looking at a sunset, whether it's in costume or not, anything where there's a moon behind them, or most of the art is gorgeous. But yeah, that's a fair point.
There's this 2-page right after that one where it's them taking care of business, and there's stuff with silhouettes, and Catwoman is what's the word I'm looking for? Helping the crying child, comforting. That's the word, right? But then you go up to the next page, and the way that Man's layouts are, I love how it's broken down by the different actions, and with the pow, and you have the greens and the grays.
Pretty great.
Yeah, and it's credit because, like I say, this issue started me off on the wrong foot because I'm like, oh, we're still doing this stuff, and the first few pages had me feeling kind of like, oh, whatever.
Again, if the last one and this one were one issue, I definitely say it's been one of the best King issues in quite some time. Probably since the Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, but it was spread out over 2. But I will say the final moment. So after they say we met on a beach, yes, we met on a beach. The last panel give me a little chuckle where she's like, "We agree. Holy shit, Bane's in trouble now." Like, it gave me a bit of a chuckle. So
they have that couple patter, that we liked at Rooftops.
So Car's been very quiet, which is now we're going to go to him and find out how much he absolutely hated it and is going to tear it to shreds.
Connor hates comics.
Connor hates comics. Hashtag.
See, I don't even hate this. I was just bored, especially coming off the last issue. And then they say, the first half of this issue was just more of that. And I'm like, right, okay. That while I agree there are some objectively nice moments in the back half, I just didn't care anymore. I did 2 full issues of this, and it wasn't enough to win me back over.
Yeah, it's rating Batman 79 we're on. What are you giving it, Matt?
It was an 8.5. I did enjoy this. A little bit of a filler, but when it hit, it really hit.
Yeah, Connor.
I'm giving it a 5. I'm just bored.
That's fine.
This is a frustrating one for me. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I really like all the stuff that it does in the back half. I like the beats that it ends on. I just wish this and the last issue were combined into one issue to make it feel less.
I dare say that if they were one issue and they cut out the fat, that could have been like a 9 issue.
No, I agree.
A 9.5 even. I mean, Clay Mann's back on art. Nothing's too dodgy like we saw in Heroes in Crisis, where it was a little bit, a little bit on the grimy side. This stuff I felt, even though Catwoman's walking around in a bikini a lot, none of it's like, hey, look at this, because anybody that does that with her kind of gets punished for it.
I think
So-
the only time I could level that complaint, and maybe somewhat legitimately, is when Catwoman's pulling the necklace off Magpie,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and it does just stay on it like
Yeah.
an extra panel that it really doesn't need to.
Boobs.